Afternoon. Can you all hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm on my new machine. First time I've streamed on this one, so if you can't hear me, let me know. Obviously, if you can't hear me, you can't let me know, so hopefully you can hear me. Afternoon, David, Bruno, Arseni. How you doing? Right. Stream quality doesn't look amazing. What are we streaming at? Oh no, it's proper quality. The music was not playing. I turned the wrong one off then. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, that's good. You can hear me. Yeah, I turned the wrong one off. Right. Anyway. Afternoon, everybody. I'm still in this DAX from this morning. We had this weird old... Oh, where's my epic pen gone? Hang on. Pen, where are you? Pen. Hold on a minute. I need to find my pen. Pen. Epic pen. There we go. Sorry, got technical problems. Why is that not drawing? What the hell? Don't seem to be able to draw on anything but the desktop for some reason. That's no use, is it? I've got no pen. Oh yeah, no I have. Right, okay. Excuse me, technical problems. Colour. Don't want that. Let's try that. There we go. Right. Back to square one. So obviously I took off 1% on the gap fill down here from this morning. And basically back to 0.2 down really on the day. I've still got this one running at break even. So we had this, we pulled back up, which I was looking for a drop off. So second leg down, but it didn't do it. It basically just put this whacking great candle in when we had an announcement of potentially nuclear something or other, which obviously market completely overreacted to. And then it's obviously sat there and consolidated. So still in it. But just waiting to see what happens with this one. I've got this one locked into place, just targeting a little bit lower down basically, so we'll see what happens with that. ADRs, we've had nothing today. It's been a bit of a flat session. We had kind of looks like it's going to move type day today with a lot of this stuff, so not really anything particularly interesting to report from this morning. We'll have a look through a few of the pairs. RSIs are pretty much business as usual. Euro odd pushed down a little bit further. Pound odd hasn't gone anywhere. We're still stuck sideways on the pound odd. We've had some really, really wicky price action on the Australian dollar. So it's all a bit weird what's gone on today. We're stuck sort of in a holding pattern at the moment. We've got no news this afternoon. Well, we have got some news this afternoon, but it's not particularly exciting news. 9:08 a.m. My clock's off as well. Time zone London. Sorry, one sec. I'm just adjusting my calendar. 1:08 p.m. That's better. Just need to filter out all the rubbish news. Don't need all the China news. There we go. So yeah, news-wise this afternoon. Nothing much. We've got Waller speaking. We've had the US dollar news. We've got PMIs at 145, 15 minutes after the market opens. So nothing particularly exciting there. And obviously tomorrow we've got retail sales for the pound, and that's pretty much it. So we're out of news this week, really. So it's just a case of waiting to see what sort of price action and market movement we get but nothing particularly exciting. Looks like we're just starting a little move down. I think that looks like the pound. Yeah, pound's moving down a little bit at the moment. So yeah, sideways. There's your Asian session. There's your London session. Most of what we've had today has been kind of within or just above the London session, the Asian session. So bit of a flat one today, unfortunately. The yens, though, obviously are still pushing ever so slightly. We've had a bit of movement up on the yens, but nothing dramatic today. So it is calming down. Pound yen, for example. We had that reversal alert yesterday. We're just retesting at the moment. So we are actually, it's starting to look like there's a little bit of strength seeping into the yen. Either that or a little bit of weakness on all the other currencies. And the yen's actually obviously holding its own. So, but yeah. US dollar, we've had a bit of a push on the US dollar yen. But apart from that, nothing. So yeah. If we did move, we came back, basically. So business as usual where we were previously on all of those. We've got 20 minutes until the market open. So I'm just checking news quickly to see if there's anything. Something's just come in. Biden and Europe leaders to announce major initiative to direct shipments of liquefied natural gas to Europe. Okay. So it looks like the US is stepping up to supply gas to Europe, which is good. No reliance on the Russian gas. There is a risk of overdoing rate hikes. Nothing else exciting on the news. So yeah, hourlies. There's quite a lot of hourly extensions. We didn't have quite as many this morning, but we are extended on the hourlies on a few things now. So I think with these, obviously, also that's H4. What have I got? Oh no, those. Sorry, bear with me a sec. Why have I got 2 4-hour? RSIs. I haven't copied them over here. Okay. Right, let me just set this up one sec. I thought that looked a bit wrong. Just setting up my 1 hour. $70, 75, 80. Uh, 85, 15. 90, 10. Going for a 95, 25. There we go. Right, so yeah, so there's a couple of bits extended there, nothing much exciting. Just check we've got these all the same. On the 4. Yeah. I'm not using the 6832 at the moment. I'm starting at 7030 on everything anyway, so might as well set the hourly up just to start at 7030. So yeah, CAD yen and Swiss yen are the 2 extensions on the hourlies, but these have obviously been embedded fairly well, as you can see, for quite a while now, because obviously these massive pushes that we've got on everything against the yen at the minute. So, and US dollar yen, excuse me, big push this morning. So, nothing particularly exciting to look at really on anything, as we've had no movement. Morning, Franco. Apologise for some of my comments. I didn't say anything untoward this morning, I don't think. Talking about politics and stuff like that. Don't matter. Free country. Well, they're all free countries. Right, so I've got nothing else to cover there, really, at the moment. So it's just a case of waiting for the markets to open. DAX is coming down. We'll have a quick look at all the indices as well, and gold. Haven't looked at gold. Didn't really look at the gold in any detail this morning. So gold, basically, we've got a push started. We had some US dollar weakness come through, which pushed up a lot of the US dollar pairs. It all kind of got corrected again, though. So So US dollar, obviously weakness is gold strength because it's gold is against the US dollar. We've just broken out of those highs. So we've got a nice sort of potential start of an upward channel. So this could be the start of the move on gold. So looking for pullbacks and continuations to the upside on that. I still think gold has got plenty of room to go. I think we'll probably come back up and retest the highs we got when we had the announcement of the war. So we had that big strong push. We corrected the whole thing, but we were on our way up, obviously. So I think we're going to continue to do that moving forward. Oil screaming off to the upside. Nothing stopping oil really. We've got this issue with supply, so yeah, big moves to the upside on that one. DAX, yeah, so DAX, everybody's saying about the gap fill. Yeah, that was what we played this morning. So that was my initial trade this morning. Oh, we've got an ADR, US dollar yen. It's just hit ADR. First one. So hit to the upside there. So that was the trade this morning. Took that break, closed that on the gap fill, hit TP. And then the second half of the trade I've got running from here at the moment, just targeting further down. So I'm going to let that one run into the open and see if we can get some momentum to the downside. So speaking of the indices, so obviously we've had the nice bearish engulfing. The move I was looking for this morning has worked perfectly. So I was looking for that push up this morning and then going from a green to red, which we've done. So at the moment we're painting in a doji. Looks like there's a load of movement on the yens. Yeah, further pushing on the yen. More yen weakness. The US and the G7 will make it clear that any gold transaction involving Russia's central bank is subject to existing sanctions. Okay, whatever. Just reading news. Call me the newsreader. So this TP basically, God, you can tell I'm on a new machine, can't you? Haven't taken any trades or done anything on it this morning. So this is what I'm targeting, basically here. This gap fill. Ideally, probably the higher the candle, but the higher of the actual bar, but higher the wick, basically. I think that's achievable today. Just based on what we got yesterday's price action, the size of that candle, fairly decent down day we had yesterday. No reason why we can't get another one today in the in the New York session. So looking for a push down to fill this gap. When we've got that gap filled, we can do what we like. The other indices, we didn't quite get the move as we did on the others yesterday. Fairly decent on the S&P. Yeah, and a nice one on the Dow. It's the Nasdaq we didn't get the full move on. So yeah, really good looking start to that second leg down. We're still green on the US indices at the moment. So looking for them to have done their pullback and shorts on those as well. And obviously play is the next leg down on our bear market. And this is exactly where we're looking. Somewhere around the 70-20 range, anywhere around there really. We're looking for shorts. So we're a little bit extended on a couple of them, but all looking good for shorts today. So we'll see what happens. Was too timid to take the trade, Peter. That's no good. Can't be timid. That's what you were asking about this morning, Franco, wasn't it? Is Peter related to Steve Mauro? Not Morrow. Different person. I can see the similarity. But yeah, Steve Mauro, that's M-A-U-R-O. BTMN. But yeah, I was trying to work out what you were talking about this morning, Frank. When you're saying, are you related? I was like, Morrow? Mauro. Yes. But no, he's not. I don't think. Don't think so, are you, Peter? You're not related to Steve Malrow by any chance? If so, what you're doing in here, you should know how to trade. Can you look at Euro odd? Yep. It's coming down hard. Shorts. Always short the euro. I'm always shorting the euro. We're extended, obviously, but the strength we've seen obviously massive strength on the Australian dollar. Euro's been weak for ages. I've been shorting it for, don't know, at least a year, 18 months. I've been shorting the euro. No reason not to do anything different at the moment, and especially as at the moment the next move in this conflict, if we're going to get a next move on this conflict, is into Europe. That is not going to help the euro. Poland is next on the agenda for Russia if they decided to do that. I'm not sure that they will, but if they did decide to take this further, it's going to be into Europe, and the NATO are strengthening that eastern front. So it's very, very risky at the moment taking any longs here, because there's at any time there could be some kind of impact on the euro. So I wouldn't be longing it. I'd be waiting for pushes up and drops on this. Didn't inherit his trading skills. Yeah. It's like all these traders, yeah, all these people that have got these courses which everybody follows. They're all great in theory. Everything you learn theoretically is awesome. Have you ever seen anybody that does these big courses that everybody goes crazy about actually trade? Ever? I haven't. I've never seen Steve Malrow trade. I've never seen ICT trade. No nonsense Forex. Can't remember what he calls himself. Never seen him trade. There's a lot of these people out there who say, like Peter's saying, I haven't inherited his skills. Have you ever seen it? It's weird, isn't it? We follow these people and we watch these people, and it's people like as well Al Brooks, written loads of books, the godfather of price action. Never seen him trade, never seen anything from any of these people. It's all really good theory, and it's great theory, but it's just weird, isn't it? This industry is very much like that. We get lots of lessons, taught lots of stuff, but no one ever puts this sort of anything into action, did they? But anyway, Greg Secker. There you go. Don't get me started on Greg Secker. Greg Secker his background is apparently from a trading desk. Big time trader, yachts, helicopters, very good looking software. I've never seen him trade. But why would you? He runs an education company. I got it free from failed students. Nothing not in Murphy book. NNF, but yes, VP. That's it. No nonsense Forex. No nonsense Forex is a fantastic. If you want to go and check out a really, really good theoretical strategy, not so much a course, but a series of videos, go and check out No Nonsense Forex on YouTube. VP. He really explains everything really, really clearly, and I totally agree with everything he says. He works on ATR instead of ADR, similar stuff, but it's all the principle of price movement rather than pips, which is what you should be concentrating on. And he also talks a lot about building a strategy and the parts you need in a strategy. And again, I've done a video on it. I've only done a video which is a one hit wonder video, which is half an hour long or whatever it is, about the parts of a strategy. But you need to know the parts of a strategy, what goes to make things, and he's really, really good at explaining that. So it's worth watching. I watched this stuff ages ago. Actually, it was when it was all first coming out, because he was drip feeding it. But really good. Oliver might 20 SMA, please. I've no idea what that means, Franco. Oliver might 20 SMA. He helped me build my algorithm. I've never heard of that. Oliver might 20 SMA. What's that? Is that a person? Oliver might. I'm Googling it. Oliver Mighty. No, I can't find anything called Oliver Might. Oliver Velez. No, I'm confused.com, sorry. Anyway, we'll carry on. How long we got left? We've got 5 minutes for the open. So basically indices today. Looking basically for continuation. So we've obviously had the reversal alert on everything yesterday. We've got nice rollover starting. So price action is starting to gather steam to the downside. We've tapped straight into support on the Dow. Nasdaq, we haven't really got through this accumulation. S&P, same story as the Nas, obviously. So that was the DAX, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the Dow. So yeah, Dow, they haven't got through there. And then the DAX, obviously, we're in the accumulation looking for the gap fill. So everything looks like it's ready and starting to roll over, but no real momentum as yet. So plan today is looking for the shorts. Oliver Hustler. Now that's not a good name. If you're going to go into the trading industry, having a name Hustler is not the best name in the world, is it? All I get is Oliver Hustler. He's a DJ. Anyway, I don't know that one. But yeah, not a good name, is it? Hustler. Right. So, going to be trading the DAX to the Dow. Let me just open up the Dow on another chart. Just check the toolkit on there again. Okay. Wow, big old spikes today. Look at that. Didn't stand a chance today, did you? Really? Whatever you did in the middle of that, whichever direction you took, you're out. Horrible market today. So obviously I'm short at the moment. So staying short. MQL5's been down this morning, by the way, if anybody's had any issues with indicators. Swiss yen and US dollar yen both hit ADR. So Swiss yen has hit now as well. Cajen's off, look at this thing. Evil. Right. 1 minute to the open. Oh, I haven't got my timer on here either. What's going on? I can't load it. Right, I'm going to have to guess timings today. Actually, I've got it on my other platform. One sec. Let me see if I've got it over here. I can put it on from there. At least I can see them. Candle. Time countdown. No. God, I hate moving computers. It's so annoying. It's like all these silly little things you forget you had. Let's go and get them again. Market. Bear with me. Market. Where you gone? Where's my purchase gone? And the timer countdown. Open. Oh, for some reason I can't drag any purchased indicators onto my chart. Delete it. 1 second. Delete. Open. Not working. Fine. I don't need to know what the time is. Market's open. We're 1 minute in, roughly. There we go. No nonsense made me throw everything out the window and start winning. Great guy, yeah, he's good. He's very good. He's quite good at focusing you on what is important. A lot of what I do is very, very similar to him. It's very logical, very methodical, and no crap basically. Which is refreshing in this industry because it's full of crap. Okay, big drop on the NAS. NAS is coming down super hard. Coming down way harder than everything else at the moment. Dragging the Dow down and the S&P down with it. DAX is not impressed. Okay, NAS is was getting bought up a bit there, but pushing down again now. What magic number I used on this? 76347. There we go. Just so I can get my percentage on there. Yeah, everything's open very weak. We're struggling at the lows on most stuff at the moment. So see if we can get, we're probably going to get a bit of a pullback on this. But we have shot straight out of the lows. So we'll see if we can hold this on the US indices. S&P's just bouncing off the lows at the moment. the Dow is off much faster than everything else, which is unfortunate because that's the one I picked to trade again today, and it looks like it's the one that's going to run away without me, like it did the other day. In fact, it was the other two that ran away without me the other day, wasn't it? $800-point move. Okay, there's our opening range. There's a massive opening range on the Dow today. Very big. We've also gapped down. A lot of selling pressure coming through. I'm going to add, I'm just putting a sell stop on my DAX. These are all coming down really hard. The only reason I'm putting the sell stop on the DAX is because it's moving a lot slower. I don't want to jump in short on this. It's so extended, so fast. It's probably just going to continue to drop, but I'd rather trade something that's going to move a little bit slower because obviously got this position on already. So really loads of selling coming in. So I'm looking for the DAX to really at least retest these lows. Having another banner day, up 6% and still rocking. Very good. Keep going. Actually, don't keep going. Stop. If you've done 6%, walk away. You know what you'll end up doing? Giving 3% of it back. Okay, we've got some rejections starting to slip in now. Actually, well, I don't know, I'm circling that. I'm looking at my other screen, which has got all the indices on it. All the other indices are giving a little bit back now. Not that one. The Dow's the only one that seems to be still strong. Everything else is giving up a little bit of room. Including the DAX. We've got news in 7 minutes. So we may see this all completely reverse back up depending on what happens with the news. But it is only PMIs show, so we shouldn't see too much impact on the indices. More likely on the US dollar. The more Mister is in control. Yeah, you're right. What cut positions in half took profit? Monster. Sometimes, Frank, I think you might be drunk while you're talking to us on here because you're in a completely different time zone. Mind you, it's early morning for you, isn't it? That would be bad. Sometimes I just read your comments and go, what? That's just because I'm English. We're a bit stupid. NAS is coming down very hard. Still. Good for the Dow. If you short Dow. It is getting bought up though, by the looks of things now. I'm lost without my candle timer. I've got 1 minute to go. Let's get my candle timer back. Put that on my list to do. I should really just code my own, but I can't bother. Someone else has done it, so why not use theirs? Right, so the Dow's still pushing down hard. The NAS is coming back, same as the DAX, very hard at the moment. It's rejecting these lows. So see if we can get a little bit of a pullback, potentially, and drop. It's probably a good spot to sell on the NAS, actually. Good selling point here on this pullback, ready for a drop. Don't really want to take one. Should I trade the NAS today? Should I not trade the NAS instead? Dow seems to just be running away. Probably more likely to make money out of the NAS. I'm going to switch. That's not bad. Just testing the opening range highs on the DAX. And I've got 3 minutes left. Wow. NAS is really going for it. I'm going to stop out on this DAX. Oof. Maybe not. I'm just getting ready to close this trade as well. Yeah. Closing that short out as well, just to counteract some of that. So minus 0.4 now. So 14,500 basically is where we've bounced on the NAS. Big round number. It's rejecting these highs. Very, very, very whippy open. Big whipsaw at the open. Everybody out. Still like it short. Hoping GA bounces off yesterday's low. It's exactly where it's bouncing now. So yeah. That's a really big move yesterday. It's a big gap. Where's my gap indicator? Oh my God, what is going on? I was going to say there should be a gap there. There we go. Just save that. Template. Shorter than as. Strong rejection. Up there we got that 5-minute candle. Literally they tested it straight away. Sellers stepped in, immediately pumped that straight back down again. Looking short. The rest of the indices are done very, very similar. Yeah, that was manufacturing PMI. Going short. Entering a second position there, and I've got a third down here. I'm going to try and get back in the DAX as well. This is whippy as you like today, isn't it? Need some bigger stops on this today. Nice tweezer tops on the S&P. Oh, Biden's speaking, is he? Okay, I'm putting financial juice up so I can watch for anything coming in. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, Windows 11 as well. That's another thing. Switch computer, half my stuff's missing, and I'm on Windows 11, which I've never used before. Anything can happen today. The Fed must be cautious, humble, and nimble. Good for you. Short one on the DAX. And my platform's frozen. I shall watch what's going on my other platform, which hasn't frozen. There we go, back. This is quick today. Very fast price action up and down, but actually no direction. Second entry on the NAS. CAD Yen 150% of weekly range. DAX just getting gathered up into the second position. Third position on in the NAS, just closing the top one down. Just over 0.5%. Fed's interest rate hike was the first of many this year. We know that. Jesus. I don't even think a 600 pip stop is wide enough today. Very, very, very volatile this today. Close out 0.5%. So those two trades just basically cancelled each other out. Biggest problem with Windows 11 is you can no longer click and drag files into the taskbar. I've noticed that. Some things I can right-click on the icon and put them in the taskbar. Other things I can't. I was like, why? It's just this program, same as any other program. Why are some allowed in the taskbar and some not? That's taskbarist. It's racist towards the taskbar, surely. Colour of my icon and my program should make no difference to where I put it. DAX coming down, testing the opening range lows. Now it's retracing. This kind of looks like you want to be trading this on the 1 minute chart today. This is just a pullback. Potentially. It's all over the place though. Evans is talking at the moment. I'm just wondering if the market's just been stirred up by him. Economy is in good shape. Labour market is downright tight in some areas. High rate path consistent with the Fed's medium view. Blah blah blah. 7 quarter-point hikes planned in 2022. Was 6. They've put it up to 7. Oh no, there was 7. We've had 1. There was 6 more. Just watching to see if anything red pops up, basically. 1 minute left on these candles. Real indecision at the minute. Big wicks, no direction. FTSE's closing higher. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. That's the Dow closing higher. Weekly range on the Aussie New Zealand. ADR on the CAD yen. My God. I'll look at that in a sec. So CAD yen's still pushing higher. I'm just widening my stops. This is so volatile. It's hard to get in on anything with any conviction at the minute. Still feels heavy, but so volatile. Staying below the 2050, which is a good sign. Possibly getting stopped out on this Nasdaq. Complete reversal so far. Back to where we started. See if we can pick a direction this time. Four. Wow, this really isn't going anywhere, is it? There's nothing actually coming out in the news. If Biden is still talking, there's nothing coming out in the news about whatever he's saying. So he doesn't move the market like Trump used to, which is good because he's much more sensible. I get the feeling he hasn't got his fingers in the market pies, therefore he doesn't want to move the market. Whereas I think Trump basically was telling everybody behind the scenes to short the hell out of the market, and then he'd say something hideous that would dump it, and then he'd cash out. Who knows? He was a businessman. Impossible to trade this today. Yeah, it's not easy. I'm just holding on to my shorts. Literally. I think it's short, but I'm holding on to my shorts at the same time. US dollar is pushing really, really hard. Watching the Euro US dollar crash, the New Zealand dollar US crash, the pound US dollar is crashing. Something is going on. All coming down really hard, which doesn't bode well because the indices will quite often do the opposite. Oh, actually, no, that's good. Sorry. I'm watching the inverse. US dollar is pushing hard, which will push the indices down, which is good for us. US dollar yen's pushing. US dollar Swiss is pushing. A lot of movement in the market this afternoon across the board. All the FX pairs are shifting hard as well. China claims that its previous knowledge of the Russian attack was false. Of course you will. So we're still down at yesterday's low. Putting in a nice hammer on M5, but still going. I haven't got the levels drawn in on my chart because this is obviously on my other machine now, so all the levels I drew in have disappeared. So these were the levels we were looking at. We're at this one now. Oh, make your mind up, for God's sake. Look at this. Just like green, red, green, red, green. Russian Central Bank has announced that stock trading on the Moscow exchange will resume on the 25th of March. Tomorrow. They were going to start today. They decided to start tomorrow. Not that it affects us in any way, shape or form. It's got nothing to do with anything that happens here. Everybody in the UK's pulled out of all the Russian stocks. This is... God. I'm going to give that to 0.3 and I'm getting out. This is horrible. You can't trade this. This is just... this is higher time frame stuff today. It's almost impossible to trust to scalp this because it's just moving too fast and it's just up and down, up and down. There's literally no direction today. It's going to tank in one direction or the other in a minute. I'm sure it is. Or it's going to fly or it's going to tank. But chop it as hell. He's probably trying to... I was just trying to say, he's probably trying to string his first sentence together, just as I was trying to string that sentence together. Not as old as him. Great day to all systems shut down. He's off. Frank's off. Well done, Frank. Russian market will resume tomorrow, yeah. Whoa, what was that? Closing NAS. Oh, it's done it for me. Closing out the DAX. The S&P's just shot through the roof. Dow's just shot through the roof. 0.9, and it's down to minus 1.3 now today. Can't catch a break today at all on this. I really want to short this NAS as it's pushing. Because at the moment, all we're getting is these pushes and then complete retracements. Pushes, complete retracements. This makes sense to actually hit the sell button right now up here. It's literally all we're getting. You kind of need to get in at the top of the candle and get out at the bottom. It's not my type of trading. Going short one. but I'm not interested in taking a risk on it. Just literally, if we crack these highs, I'm not interested. But judging by this price action at the moment, all we're doing is we're just fishing for limit orders. So basically the market's pushing up, limit orders getting triggered, pushing it back down again. Another leg down, push up, limit orders triggering price action short. It's just it's what they call a limit market. You want to be selling on limit orders, not any other way. But yes, pushed up again. Look. I don't think I'm going to trade this today. Running the risk of just hemorrhaging 0.5% every time I hit the button. There's no idea where it's going. Got burnt this morning with the DAX, Adrian. You're risking too much, yeah. Yeah. If you risk too much, you will get burnt. But even if you risk properly, there's a danger of getting burnt today regardless, because this thing's just an absolute beast. Literally just got a block of orders here. Look, we're just in a mass accumulation. It's going to go. It's short. Look, going short again. I'm not getting in with a big risk on this. This is obviously I'm moving my stop down, and I don't mind getting stopped out because I'm getting stopped out for next to nothing. But I just got a feeling this thing's just going to shoot off in a minute. We're off at the highs. And this is where I think we're probably going to come down and try and put a new low in. Sell stop under the low of that candle. If we are going, I'm going to get grabbed as we go. 2 minutes on this candle. And equally, I'm going to get out if we break that high. This has got to be the top. If it's going, it's respecting this channel very nicely at the minute on the DAX, and the Dow's pretty decent from an equidistant channel perspective. We are stuck. We have made a new low every time we've tried to make a new high, apart from that one. So market structure, although it's hideous, is bearish still. So that's hence why I'm looking shorts. But it's, God, it's whippy. Second short in. DAX looks nice as well. So DAX is now actually making lows. Didn't quite do it there. Next one. What's going on with pound odd? It's cracked that level now. Swiss yen as well. CAD yen rather. So yeah, that's pushed up above ADR. What other ADRs did we get? Aussie New Zealand. So that's the Aussie move to the upside. Nice bearish engulfing on the Aussie though. Aussie pairs are rolling over nicely. So that pound odd is pound weakness at the minute. You can't get a break on it, can you? One pair starts to weaken, the other pair weakens with it. It literally is like a tumble. What the hell? Oh, God. For a massive gap up in oil then. We sent loaded data in. Okay, DAX is giving me a break. Sorry, the Dow. The NASDAQ even. What am I trading? Dow is just up at the highs at the minute. Testing these highs. Short one on the DAX. Big stop. Not looking for a lot of money today. I'm looking to get this right now rather than get a quick buck. I want to just try and ride this down. If we're going, but I don't want to get stopped out and stuff. I didn't think I had tight stops on, but this thing's just, you can never tell if it's going to go crazy like this. And if you put your stop too wide, you haven't got enough risk on the table to actually make enough money with it. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation today. I'm going to enter another short breaking these lows. If we break them. All those US dollar moves have just petered out. Look at the New Zealand dollar, US dollar on the on 5-minute chart. It shows you how awful that open is. Look at that. That is just, I haven't seen anything like that for ages. That's just hideous. Just complete and utter whipsaw. Awful. They shouldn't be allowed to do it, but they do. Just trying to get into a NASDAQ on my other platform. I'm just covering break even. Just doing it again. It's horrible. That's better. Let's have a strong close candle, can we? Let's get a close down here. Put some conviction in. Mind you, these last two strong close candles we had, look, immediately reversed. I think my clock's out. Is everybody else saying 2:15 on their computer? Or whatever, 15 on their computer. Mine says 2:15. This should be candle close. How do you sync that? God, I've got to do a little course. Oh my God. On Windows 11. I don't know what anything is in Windows 11. Right, we've got a bit of a strong pullback on the indices there. S&P did the same. I really don't like this market at all today. Stay out. Time. Change the time zone. Date and time settings. Current time 14:16. It's a minute out. Set the time automatically. UTC. That's right. Set the time zone automatically. Sync now. Right. Let's see if that's right. Normally, my clock on Windows will be spot on with when candle closes, but at the moment, my time is getting to 5 minutes, and the candle's about a minute out. It's like I'm on a lag or something. It's like I'm streaming myself. I don't know what's going on. Double bottom on the on the DAX. Who thinks we're still going to be sitting in this range in about 2 hours' time? Feels like it at the minute. If we break these lows, this thing's off. This is disappearing out the bottom of the earth. There's a hell of a lot of orders sitting under here at the minute, and this thing's just going to go boing. Come on. Let's get a little pop. There we go. Got the little pop there. We're off. All the trap buyers are now out. They've given up. They've flipped. We're going short. There's a 30-second lag on the stream. Yeah, I know there's a lag on the stream. I've got a lag between my Windows clock and my platform at the moment as well, which isn't helping. But anyway. Okay. I was going to add one. I'm too scared at the moment to add to this position. I want to add one down here, but it's gone too fast and too hard. I'm just going to 16. That's 1.5. That's 3%. Down 1.4. I'm going to let these play out. If these two hit target, that's 3%, which puts me 1.5% up on the day, which is enough for me in this. I don't think I can stand the stress of this today. And obviously I've got DAX running. So I'm not going to add. Do I break it? I don't even want to break even on these because I've just got a feeling we're just going to pop back up here and take me out and then collapse. So I'm just going to leave it and let it do its thing for the minute, and if we can get that 3% done, that'll do me. Dow rolling over, yeah. It's trying. Everything is trying. Literally trying my patience. Not very convincing. Buyers have stepped in. We didn't even get a wick test there. We got a gap. Dow's completely out of sync with the NAS and the S&P. Again, we had this situation. We keep getting this situation where all the indices are out of sync with each other, and it's really confusing as to what the directional bias is for the market is as a whole, because it's all out of sync. But I think we're safe now. We popped out the bottom of there very nicely. We chewed up all the liquidity. So everybody that had a breakout trade and a stop order there, the whole lot got taken. You see that pop. That's what you're looking for. When you get this, any accumulation you get, when you get to the highs, you either do that or you pop. You get that fast, quick jerk out the bottom, which is basically the orders just getting destroyed, eaten, and that's it. We're not interested in you anymore. We're interested in them. But quite often you will obviously then immediately get the pullback as everybody wants to take profit on that move. They've pushed out the bottom and then they will add into their orders and shoo the market down further. Shoosh. I was looking for a word then. I couldn't think what it was. And then it puts in something like a double bottom and scares the life out of you. Just want to see where we're going. It's confusing as hell, this market today. Oh, God. So we need to break this level, which is yesterday's low, basically. So we're just pulling off the lows at the minute. DAX is still coming down nicely. See, now I wish I hadn't have put so much stop on it. Well, I'm glad I chose the Nasdaq today, because if you're trading the Dow, you're long. You're thinking this is a long at the minute. See, these two guys. Oh, where's my name as well? Oh, it's on the wrong chart. Hang on. Wake up. Yeah, so it'd be the Dow and the DAX. Typically will move much more in sync together than the others, and obviously we've got absolute opposites going on in the market at the minute. S&P nowhere near yesterday's low. No, it's miles away at the minute. Miles to go. But the S&P, I mean, the S&P is an awful lot slower than the NAS, obviously, because the quantity of stocks in there. You got 500 stocks averaging out the index instead of 100, and they're all in different sectors, whereas obviously everything in NAS is all tech. So this is a sector index rather than a general stock index. So it obviously does move a lot faster, but yeah, that's miles away. This is really slow today. I'm still not convinced. I mean, if you look at the S&P, market structure on the S&P is at the moment long. NAS is short, which NAS is really in an expanding range, isn't it? But certainly looking short. Obviously the DAX is short as well. So got a minute left on the candles. I'll get my timer ready for tomorrow. The Dow's starting to come down as well now. US dollar's crashing. US dollar CAD is coming down, sorry. US dollar is not crashing. The US dollar CAD's coming down. The CAD's moving hard by the looks of things. It's just had a big spike up on the CAD. Spike down on the US dollar CAD. New Zealand CAD as well. Just some money coming into the Canadian dollar. Have we got oil news? No, it's yesterday, wasn't it? That's it. We're done for news until tomorrow morning now. Retail sales. Just pulling my stops down on the NAS, just in case. So we just come into this low. So assuming we can break this double bottom, just looking for whatever reaction we get here. Hopefully we get a reaction, a dump. In fact, what I might do is just push my stop loss, my TPs down further. In case we do get that pop out the bottom, and then I'll just close one position out and let one run, I think. Just got to test that level yet, though. We haven't got there yet. Very tricky. The Dow's just coming down and retesting the 2050 level. I haven't got it on. Whoops. I haven't got it on this chart, the 20 and the 50, but the 20s are about there and the 50s about there. So it's just coming and retesting that level at the minute. We're getting some stabilization on the S&P and the NAS. DAX pulling back a little bit. Trevor, I think I'm going to take a time out for a week. Since the war started, nothing has been working. Already given back 10% of last month's 32% gain, and I can't take the pain. It's not a bad thing to do at all. US dollar is coming down hard now. New Zealand US and Aussie US are spiking. US dollar CAD is collapsing. Absolutely collapsing. The Aussie and New Zealand dollar are really spiking up as well. US dollar's weak today. I'm quite surprised we're getting these drops on the indices, which is probably why the Dow's pushing. We're getting a real retracement going on at the moment. On the S&P. No, we're not on the DAX, sorry. CAD yen, 200% of its monthly range I know it's the end of the month, so but yeah, twice as much movement as normal on the yens. Yeah, if you're feeling pain, taking a week out is a good thing to do. What I used to do when I was young, when I was a younger trader, I had a rule basically. If I had 3 losing days, I took 2 days off to completely refocus and look at those 3 days and look at what's happened, what's gone wrong. If your process is right, it just pops out the bottom there. If your process is still right, and it's just the market is not right for what you're doing, fine. If you've changed your processes, that's a step backwards. And you need to look at why the losses are coming in. If it's something like the war has completely tanked everything you've been trading long on, there's nothing you can do about it. Whoa. Closing that out at 0.9. So I'm just closing on my other platform as well. 9. We just rejected that low. I'm still going to give the DAX the benefit of the doubt. Probably might have just been spooked out of that, but I don't like the fact that we just we popped through that level and got bought up very, very, very quickly down there. A lot of buyers buying yesterday's low. So we're basically just starting to get into a little battle here. Why have I not got the gap indicator on here either? Ugh. Must recode this. So this is all defaulted because I have to change it every time I put it on. It's really annoying. Yeah, just taking a 0.1 loss on this DAX if it gets there. Really stomped off the bottom there. The Dow, that's the reason I pointed out the fact that that was happening on the Dow. Was because that is a 20 bounce on the Dow. So people are buying up the Dow. And obviously we hit the same time on the DAX, on the Nasdaq, we hit that bottom, yesterday's low. So it's just confluence, all hitting at the same time, which is why I exited that position. Again, these are things, you know, people keep saying to me about, can you program an EA to do? No, I can't program an EA to do that. It just, EAs can't do this. It's impossible. It's probably doable if you're a $200,000 a year quant programmer, but I'm not. So I can't code it to do that. You need to be able to look at the charts. For your pain, yeah. I'd sit out entirely if it weren't for GA that you have to deal with, yeah. GA's been giving you nightmares. That's not good. It's these Aussies. These. I mean, no one could have foreseen the fact that the money would all flood into the Australasian pairs at the back of this conflict. It's just not something that's happened before. All these Australasian pairs have just gathered so much more strength, and it showed, didn't it, in the COT report? I mean, that's why we looked at the COT report. And it was the flip on the New Zealand dollar was astronomical, not at all normal. Yeah, we flipped 36 points. Completely. We didn't just go, oh, actually, we're going to go long now. We went massive, completely long. But we only dropped 10 on the Aussie dollar. I reckon the Aussie dollar this week, that's going to flip positive. And this is the problem with the COT. Yeah, and this is why you don't use the COT for timing. You can't use the COT for timing. COT is a week behind. We see what's happening in the market after it's happened, but it tells us that the market is in a directional bias, and that's wrong. We flipped short on the US dollar. We got no direction on the US dollar at the moment, but the pound. There's a lot of open interest on futures long. It's not going up. Just can't. This. It gives you some clues, but it also gives you completely false information at the moment. It's just not usable. Market is in turmoil. 125 approaching on the CAD. I'm going to rename GN as Deepwater Horizon. Yeah, good film. You hit the nail on the head. I've noticed I'm trading differently, and together with the drawdown, it's making it very hard to think clearly. Yeah, you have got to adjust the way you trade. I keep saying it. This is the EA to use is the one between your ears, and you have to just be on top of everything that's going on in the market as much as you can, and change the way that you trade. If the market changes, you have to change. You can't wait for the market. You can't wait for this war to finish. If you need to earn money, you need to change the way that you trade and flick between different strategies and time frames and look for other ways to extract money. It's extracting the money isn't the hard part. It's knowing how to extract it. There's always a way to make money out of the market. It's just finding the easiest way to do it. And at the moment, FX pairs are just too volatile. And I say FX pairs are too volatile. Look at this thing today. You don't know what you're going into day by day at the minute. We used to have two conditions in the market when you're trading stocks. All that. You used to have a rotation day. You used to have a trend day. Which one are we having today? Don't know. We'll just wait for it to break out and it will tell us. It was really easy. Stock trading was easy. What's gapped up today? Oh, let's trade that because it's going to fade. Really easy. It's just not easy anymore. It's all flipped on its head. NAS is looking good for shorts. What is 600? Yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to sell stop on under the lows. I've got one on the DAX already. I'm just going to reduce my stops down. It's a little bit less volatile now, so just bringing the stops down, which means obviously gains are quicker. I'll edge wonk for the next 3 days. Yeah. Good thing to do. You go and have a look at what you've traded and how you've traded it. Hindsight is invaluable when you're trading. Jesus, just watching the New Zealand dollar and the US dollar and the Aussie dollar just going off the top of the charts, and the Canadian dollar as well. Massive It's the commodity pairs, the Aussies, the New Zealanders, the CAD. They're commodity pairs. The money's all going into commodities at the minute. So IRB, entry under the low. IRBs, you really want the moving average to be at a decent angle. It's not at the moment, it's fairly flat. But that's a nice structure. So taking it from that low. Long wick on the DAX. Should I close my 3 positions on Aussie US sells out with a 1% loss, or do you see any type of profit take move happening on a higher time frame? Aussie US. No. Well, ordinarily, yeah, but if you look at the second leg we're in, is that a second leg? Difficult. I kind of want to draw that as a second leg move. First leg, second leg, third leg. That's where I would expect to see the selling start to come in. But this was a bit odd. It's more of a support resistance bounce than an accumulation. So it's difficult. I can't really answer that one for you. But the way that these Aussies are going at the minute, every time they look like they're slowing down, they speed up. The safer thing to do, I think, with anything FX at the minute is try to get as flat as you can, or I was going to say take an aggressive position on that, but where the hell do you get in there? You know, it's just the danger is this thing pushes up to ADR today. You try and get an ADR short in, you're probably not going to get deeper than that. This is an accumulation push, impulse move higher. So I don't know. It's difficult to know what to do with these. If you look at right, so this is yesterday's London, New York. Today's London, New York. What happened in Asia? Assume the same is going to happen. If you ride it up today to somewhere at the end of the New York session, I would say probably an hour and a half, 2 hours before the end of the New York session, short it with a stop, a decent amount, and look to get a TP somewhere in the Asian session. Assume that we're going to get the same move as we did yesterday. But then you look at the previous day, we just got an accumulation push, didn't we? You know, it's just strong. It's just really, really, really strong. We've got a very weak US dollar at the moment as well, which is obviously not helping. You know, it's buy cycle, sell cycle. More weakness on the US dollar? Don't know. You know, it's just nothing's making sense, is it? So, US dollar at the moment is unable to push. Euro US dollar is the inverse of the US dollar index. So, obviously flip this on its head, that's what's happening. So, the US dollar has basically triple topped. Can't get through the top. But as my old mentor used to say, you knock on the door 3 times, 4th time's a charm. and you're off. If we have another knock on the door, likelihood is we're going to crack it. In which case, Aussie US, you will see coming down. But that's the technicals. What your decision is obviously down to you. Can't get in this either. Didn't get that sell stop triggered. Just double bottomed. Cancel that off. Easiest way right now is to open a GA chart, any time frame, and click sell. Yeah. But the thing is, if I hit sell now, I know exactly what this thing is going to do. I mean, it's that bit that we haven't undone, isn't it? I would say it's pretty safe that we're going to get up to here. 225 Aussie yen monthly. Evans has just said that they are open to a 50 basis point hike. So you got two levels coming up. Potentially. So 175. It's a psychological level as well. 175. Possible short opportunity there. S&P is very, very similar in structure at the moment. Russia is looking to sell energy sources to friendly nations in Bitcoin. Good luck. UJ reaching some previous levels from 2014, 2016. So yeah, I'm just watching this. We're getting a lot of absorption here. You see, we're just literally every time we're pushing, we're absorbing all the orders here. So there's a big seller stepping in at the moment up here. Market's just getting completely absorbed. All the buying orders are just getting chewed up. I'm just watching what's going on with the other indices. S&P's got the same thing happening. Going short one on the DAX, on the NASDAQ. I wish they changed the name of the DAX and the NASDAQ. The DAX and the NASDAQ, they just, every time I'm on one chart, I say the other one. I need them to change the names of these. I might write to them. Let's have a quick look at EJ. Whoa. Yeah, I mean that is the next next double top. Not far away. So we're roughly 2 ADR, just over 2 ADR away from that high. Likely we'll get a bounce off of that. We're up at nearly 90 on US dollar yen on the daily. Forget the 4 hour. Daily is up at levels we don't get to, you know, just absolute rocket. Find the Swiss yen pretty astounding, more than any other pair. Anonymous hacked Russia's central bank. Nice. Have some of that, Russia. Big spike. Just caught out the corner of my eye on the Aussie, on the New Zealand. Again. Just getting pops every now and again out of the corner of my eye. I just see this. I just see a pop like that, and just big candle pops up, and my chart moves on the other. Obviously, when you get to the top, obviously the chart moves, and I keep catching it out the corner of my eye. It's always the Aussie US and the New Zealand US. Swiss yen. Yeah, I mean, the Swissy is the one we've lacked any power with whatsoever. You know, the Swissy's just not had any movement, any money in it at all. We had a little bit of potential movement on the Swissy for one day, and that was it. Naz is pushing higher. Coming off the 20. Dow's got stuck. Double topped. There really is nothing today. There's no, the market has not got a clue. It just doesn't want to go anywhere today. So I think we're going into a rotation day today. I don't think we're going to push down on anything. I think we're just going to rotate, which means that the things like the DAX and the Dow will go very, very, very slow. So this is just going to be a grindy mess. So probably just going to close that one out. Best thing to trade today is going to be the NASDAQ because it's the fastest moving. But it's also got the most distance to the upside as well. So literally potentially play off the highs. It could rotate up into there and then back down again. But this is certainly not a trend day, is it? So it's just chop. So I'm 0.5 down at the minute. I'm just going to see if it gets down below my break even, and then I'll get out. But otherwise, I'm just going to get stopped out at like 0.15. And NAS, if we get anywhere near the bottom, get out. If we get anywhere near there, potential short. So that is literally all we can play today. Yeah. RSI dashboard. Okay, DAX back in positive territory. Just hovering over the break even basically. Unless this gives me a nice little push to the downside, I'm just going to escape, I think. It's looking bearish still, but it's just so marginal. Closing the DAX flat. Just got this Dow Nasdaq on. I'll hold this one. I'm basically doubling up. If this drops, it drops. I've got such a tiny risk, a tiny reward position on it. So I'm finishing my stage 1 evaluation tomorrow with Traders Global Group, i.e. my Forex funds. Smashed the target. I'm basically sitting here waiting for the time thing now. It's really annoying having to wait. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. You know, I was trading with Elite Trader Funding on futures and doing an evaluation with them. And that was the company where they closed out my trades. Just closed out my trades because they got their rules wrong. And they thought that the rules were different. And then they said, oh, yeah, sorry, no, we shouldn't have shut that $600 loss. Here you go, carry on. got an email from them saying, really sorry, but we can't take any payments at the moment because our payment processors have closed all of our payments down. So we can't pay you and we can't take any new orders. We've grown too fast was their excuse. So don't use Elite. They're awful. Lilu or Brain. Oh my God, my brain. Lilu or Apex if you want to trade futures, not Elite. So I got 5-day minimum on this, my Forex funds. So I hit 3,000, I got 4,000 target. I did 3,700 first day. Hit target day 2. Smashed target day 3. Increased it a little bit more today. And basically just pumping money into the account for no reason whatsoever because I've passed. But you've got to do a minimum of 5 days. So I'm on, this is day 4. So tomorrow I just need to basically hit the buy and sell button and I'm done. And then on to stage 2. And then stage 2 is exactly the same, another 5 days, except I've only got to do $2,500. So, whoa. What was that? $50 billion 2-year note to settle March 31st. And the 7-year note. Not quite sure why that spiked that, but it did. I can't see any news apart from 7-year note expiries, which we know about. Don't know what that was. There's no news. Okay, well, we just challenged the highs up there, so that's where I would have looked to sell. You would never have got in it, but unless you had a limit order. But was that Philly? What was that? We might have just had some yellow news come out there. Where are we? 3 o'clock? No. I think that was just the hourly. That was the hourly candle close. Just some price action off the hourly candle close, basically. You need to be aware of that. Obviously, if you flick up to the hourly, a lot of people, you know, that candle just closed there, and we just opened a new hourly candle. So there's just a load of volume coming in when people are trading price action. So they're just in a bullish close on the hourly. So a load of buy orders coming on across various stocks, which obviously just pop that up. Not always news. We just got exactly the same reaction across all markets. The FTSE, the NAS, the S&P, the Dow, the lot. Maybe it was some news, but can't see anything. The United States is well positioned to deal with global inflation. That was Biden. Not sure about that. Anybody's ready to deal with inflation. Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar are putting in fast reversals at the moment. On M5, really nice push up into that initial move down today where the selling started. There's a lot of selling just suddenly entered the market there. Same thing on the Aussie. US dollar CAD has just started to reverse as well. So it's US dollar strength starting to show. Pound odd will be pushing up. Right. I'm going to probably call it a day there. It's 3 o'clock. I'm 0.5% down today. I'm not 0.5 on my other account. I'm 0.5 on this one though. I've just got this one short on, which has got 0.5% risk on it. So if I stop out on this 0.5% risk, I'm going to be 1% down on the day on the account. But I can't really trade this any other way at the moment. So I'm either going to make 0.5% down here, roughly, probably 0.75% down there. Just going to move my TP up. So that's going to be roughly 0.75%, which puts me positive for the day. Or I'm going to stop out at 1% negative. One of those two things is going to happen, but I'm not trading anything more today. There's no opportunities here unless you're trading 1 minute, and I don't like trading 1 minute. So I'm not going to push it today. It's just a horrible day. Hopefully we'll get a trend day tomorrow. Be able to make a load of money. But at the minute, we've put in our 1.5 hour opening ranges, and we just haven't got out of anything yet. We're just looking like we might start to crack the opening range high 90 minutes to the upside, but this is where I would expect to be the high or the low of the day. If we're higher or lower of the day, it's very, very possible we're just going to rotate. So tough today, very tough. But keep an eye on your other trades as well, for opportunities to get in to any aggressive moves. But I mean, that's a nice potential, 20 pip stop there. We haven't hit ADR yet on that, but all these big moves that we've had on these Australasian pairs, we've seen some money just starting to come in potentially on the US dollar. So if the money's going to move on to manipulating the US dollar, these are going to have a rest. And if they're going to have a rest, we can get some pound strength in. We could see these starting to push. But with the yens, doesn't really seem to matter what happens with any other currency at the moment off of these. They're just flying. Apart from US dollar yen, obviously. Nuts. Okay, I'm going to call it a day there. As I say, I've just got that one trade I'm going to play out for the rest of the day, for as long as it takes. So I'm either going to get out with about 0.2, 0.3%, or I'm going to take 1% loss today on that one. Nothing much else we can do, really. A bit of a crappy market today. So news-wise, be aware of retail sales tomorrow, 7 a.m. Before I come on, we've got retail sales. So just be aware of that, obviously. I'll be on at 10 to 8 as usual. But that's coming out beforehand in the morning. Retail sales on the pound, forecast to be down. The way my wife's been spending, I would say they're going up. But the forecast is down. So regardless of what that comes out at, we're going to see some potential movement off of the pound tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's positive, and we can get a rally. It's Friday tomorrow. It's also pretty much the end of the month. It's not the end of the month, but it's getting close to it. So we've got daylight savings time shift. I thought it was bank holidays, and I was like, what? I haven't got a bank holiday next week. So we've got some news coming in next week. Obviously, it's non-farm next week, end of the beginning of the month. So I think really that's the last opportunity for any manipulation off of news tomorrow. and then it's just a case of whatever the market wants to do. So we'll see how we get on, but keep an eye on those pounds. You might have an opportunity for aggressive drawdown control tomorrow morning on the pound pairs, any that you're in drawdown on. Whoops, hold on. So ahead of the news, nice reversal alert there. So ahead of the news, wherever we are at 6:55 tomorrow, look for recent highs and recent lows, depending on where price ends up, and you can put a straddle order on, not a straddle order, but you could put an order on, obviously in your direction, which would be long for the pounds, fairly decent size, stop below the low and try and get into a big position, because if we do get a decent move and a decent spike, there's an opportunity to maximize on it there tomorrow morning. So pound manipulation potentially on the cards in the morning. We just rejected those highs. We're range bound today. Definitely. Nasty. Yeah, GA's just gone bullish. All the pounds have pushed a little. And we're also obviously seeing the Australasian pairs dropping. So again, perfect storm just brewing now. We've got the Aussies collapsing, and we've got some pound strength showing. So good time to be jumping in. But how long it will last is, if we just don't get the follow through. Again, we need to break that. If we can break that and hold it, we're off. But that's where we're struggling at the minute. These wicks are just awful. Look at this. I mean, look at the wick on that candle there. You got this stupid little spinning top in the middle. It's just awful. Price action is just nasty today. Everybody that went off early has done exactly the right thing today. The market is not willing to give you any money. Can't force it. Just have to wait for more favourable conditions. So, as I said, I'll either be out there or I'll be out there, one or the other. But I'm not going to enter any more trades this afternoon. Keeping the powder dry. Right, I'll see you in the morning, 7:50. Be aware of the news at 7 o'clock, obviously, and hopefully you can squeeze something out of this afternoon. And if you can, well done. Good luck. Otherwise, I will see you in the morning. We'll have a look at where we are ahead of Frankfurt and see if we can get some decent trends tomorrow off the DAX. And we'll obviously have a look at everything from a Forex perspective as to what's happened and where we are at the end of the day as well. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Have a good afternoon.